there's a lot for us to talk about because, regardless of what you say, we all know the truth. You know the truth. That's why you guys be talking about you believe in this abracadabra. Well, I'm gonna tell you something that I figured out. If you are about this abracadabra and you depend on information that you get from people you interact with on the internet, even if that information is good, it's not going to help you because it's not for you. When something happens to you in your life, it's for a reason. Caller, what's up?
Hey, what's happening, bud?
Hey, ain't nothing what's happening with you, bro.
Just cooling.
What's up?
I was I was curious to know, do you happen to have a soundtrack for your American Pimp?
Do I have a soundtrack? No.
Yeah, your American Pimp book, because I was listening to it and I heard a few tracks in the background,
Yeah, but
and I
that's
kind of like
that's
those
that's
tracks.
that's the part two, and that's really just the I have an audio version with that's loaded with tracks. And you can get that
Yeah,
if you want it. $50. It's part
yeah.
one and part two, and they both have music.
All right. Where would I get them at?
For me, hit me
All
on
right.
at askrosebud at gmail.com. Actually, you can go to PayPal.
Okay.
Yeah, go to PayPal and just buy it, and I will get it to you.
All right, for sure.
All right, bro. Thank you.
All right. Thank you too.
Uh,
Peace.
you know it. Okay, listen. Like I said, if something happened to you in your life, it's for a reason. And that reason is so you can learn something you didn't know before having this particular problem. Now, let's say you're in Indiana and you post some kind of dilemma that you're having. You may get several responses if you post that shit in the media, but uh, they won't get you anything that's meant for you to get. Why? Because these are general responses, they're not specific responses. If you don't stay down in the environment that caller, what's up?
What's up, Professor? This Cameo.
Cameo, what's happening?
You, Professor. I just want to talk to you. I seen you was on, and you are always on my mind. And I just want to personally thank you because old school P's like Rolls Royce Dubee, who passed away several years ago, I wasn't around for players like that. But you in my life, and I want to thank you personally for punching me in the chest when I needed it the most. Because when I was one of
That
your
guy you
first,
was talking about that passed a couple of years ago, that was Rolls Royce Doobie.
yeah. He said he was an old nigga with young hoes.
He wasn't old. He was younger than me, but I'm old, so I'm saying he was still he was younger than me, but he had bras. Yeah,
Yeah.
Doobie was a monster.
Yeah, I know who he was. Yeah. I learned about all y'all before I actually got hooked up with you and became one of your first 10 students at SWU.
Okay.
That's why when you was on Blog Talk and you had first said that you was getting ready to start a school,
Yeah.
that's all I needed to hear. And I signed up. ASAP. You know what I'm saying? That's why I don't understand why it seems like you got to convince niggas to join SWU. Because if they go do it, if it's something they want to do, if it's in them, they go do it. You know what I'm
but
saying?
a lot of that has been restrained. A lot of that goal that we had has been restrained by society and society's rules. So you gotta have some, not necessarily some street game, but you gotta be slick if you want to be living according to the law, and you fucking want to have freedom. You can't just be a person that don't go to jail and have freedom, because you're still locked up by society as far as what you can and can't do. That's why motherfuckers like me figure out shit that we can do. Period. It ain't what some motherfuckers say we can do. We gonna figure out what we can do because it's about making some money.
Yeah, that's why you was the only one who I would listen to. And that's why I appreciate at the time when I signed up at SWU, you was the only one that I would listen.
Difficult to get students than it was. Seemed like it would be easier the longer I go on, but it is harder to get students. But I stay down. I'm still every Tuesday and Thursday, actually every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. I'm doing my schooling on Zoom, and my students that come to the Zoom calls get everything broke down to them. Just like you did, but we was in class.
Yeah. And you was a handful, Professor. You really tore my ass up. You woke me out.
Hey, but I woke you up though, right?
Yeah, you laced me.
That's what's up, man. That's how sometimes you gotta do it like that. You gotta be rough. Because some of you niggas is hard-headed.
And that's what it was. I was hard-headed.
Yeah, I know. And a motherfucker got to stay down to get to you. But it's cool.
Yeah.
I love it, man. I love how you keep in contact with a brother. It's cool.
Yeah, Professor, I love you, and keep going. And the real students, the ones like me, the ones like Jonathan Gentry, and the rest of the brothers and the alumni, they go come. They go search for the truth, like I did. Because they go get tired of what they going through.
Any real brother gonna search for the truth, and when they hear some of it, they're gonna be gravitating to it.
And that's all it took. Because when you was on Blog Talk, a lot of the stuff you was saying, it was making sense, and I was feeling it, but it was going over my head.
Yeah, it was going over your head until you got some game and was able to understand what a nigga was saying.
Yeah, now I can watch your videos and get all the jewels.
Hey, that's what it's all about, man, because that's where the game at in those videos. See, the game is not specifically for the particular situation you have. The game is for all situations you have. And you have to be able to apply it to all situations in your life. And it's a certain way you think and process shit. And you probably got a lot of it now, man. It's been some years since you graduated, right?
Yeah, it's been 7 years. Next year will be 8 years since I graduated SWU.
And that shit been helping you all this time.
Yeah. I graduated on March 30th, the day before my dad's birthday.
Hey, you ain't gonna never forget that, man. Hey, I love it, man. Appreciate the call.
Yeah, I still got my diploma on the wall.
Hey, you supposed to carry that motherfucker because you graduated.
Yeah. All right, Professor.
Yeah, be cool, Cameo.
You too.
You know it. So some of you guys need to understand that getting shit from the internet is no different than thinking you're gonna get it from reading a book. You will be excited by what the books say, and you will have some interest in what the internet say. But as far as taking the information that the motherfuckers give you on the internet and using it, you can't, because they don't tell you how to process it. What I'm saying is processing information has been gone. It's been gone for a long time. The young men of the day are really the true haters of what it takes to live under this abadabba. Now, I was accused of being a hater, and the reason I was accused was because they just thought that I should be going for what they say. Now, I remember when we was in the streets, and a nigga we knew that was in the streets came up on a business or some money, and he left the game. And this is especially true if that motherfucker was somehow, got a business that was related to the entertainment. When he left the life, we celebrated and we supported his ass, especially if that nigga stayed fly. We was glad to support his ass to keep him from coming back and getting in the way. I'm serious. Just because he charged us to eat at his restaurant was no reason to think he was trying to play on us. Simply because we'd see him, doing square shit or getting a tab when he was with a bitch didn't detract from his stature. It disgusts me to be involved in shit where niggas are mad at me for shit they spread I do. If they was real about this abadabba, they would be glad to see me doing something, long as I wasn't begging from them. They especially would be glad if they was about this Q. They don't have to spend one red cent with me if they don't want to. But they would rather call me a game hater because I don't support the bullshit they scream about this game. I have never lived in an era where there was so many one hoe having motherfuckers claiming this Q. I hear you, trying to roast each other about some shit involving really whole shit. In the next second, you screaming about how much of a motherfucker you are. Real motherfuckers respect a motherfucker retiring from the streets, and he ain't begging from niggas that stayed down. That's just how we supposed to roll. Now, if you in the streets and you have a urge to get out the street, you can do whatever you need to do to get the money to get out the streets. And when you get out the streets, we gonna be glad because we all knew many are called, but very few are chosen. And the ones that are chosen are the ones that succeed because they're chosen because they believe in themselves. In our lifestyle, we got to understand that people have a herd mentality. That means just as herds of bison or cattle or fucking horses, humans flock to whatever they see someone else doing. You got a group of motherfucking bison grazing at the bank of a large river. The only thing they need to do is cross this waterway. The catch is, it's full of hungry fucking alligators. Now, every single one of them goddamn bison are scared to death of being eaten by those gators. And they're not wrong. But the herd mentality is like this. I'm a bison, and I start to cross first or among the first. The rest of the bison, they know is very dangerous, so they continue to graze a while, thinking about what they want to do. And as soon as another couple of them motherfuckers jump in, the gators know they can get busy, because once 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 of them motherfuckers jump in, if it's 100,000 of them, all of them gonna jump in. So that means them gators can now feast. Now, what I'm saying is the rest of the herd sees me, us crossing the river, and they all join in. That's what the herd does. That's what the herd mentality do. They see some people doing it successfully, and they all want to jump in. Now, once I've grazed enough, I'm ready to take my chances, and I dive in the river and head across. Motherfuckers see me in the river, and damn near on the other side, so they dive in. And before you know it, the herd mostly is across the river, minus a gang of them motherfuckers that got ate. See, leaders are chosen by the path they take to lead. In order to reside among the chosen, shouldn't you need to prove yourself? Motherfuckers. You know, I ain't gonna repeat the shit I be hearing, and I ain't mentioning no names. But the source I got it from, let's just say I believe. Now, why do people think they need to go out of their lane to be successful? I stayed in my lane when I was in the streets, and when I realized it was time to change lanes, I created a new lane for me. That don't make me better than now one of you motherfuckers, but it keeps my jacket clean. That's one of the most important things you can do when you're out of the streets. Clean jackets are rare, and I have one. Now, you guys out there in the streets, you just don't know what opportunities are going to come to you because you lived your life in the fast lane and you left with a clean jacket. Do you know how much business knowledge you get from running a crew of bitches? Do you realize all that lying and faking you did or be doing can help you tell a hell of a story in a book you wrote? You motherfuckers want to be so cheap to this game, you do everything but whatever is convenient. You don't make any particular effort to do anything, especially if it's not convenient to you. Yet, when quality is presented to you, none of you support it. It's not quality that you're actually interested in. You want shit to be free. That's what all you guys want. I wear so many fucking hats because the streets taught me to be a jack of all trades, but to be sure to master one. I mastered what I did and what I'm doing because I mastered thinking. Nothing, and I do mean not a thing, will stop me from getting where I want to go. I always talk about, making accomplishments or achieving things. And that's because I'm an example for you all to witness. If you really want something, you can have it. I am a motherfucker who will always claim to be able to do the biggest thing possible. Now, when you're in the fucking life as I was, and you simply settle for what those motherfucking draws are bringing you in, you should be shot. The only kind of man that succeeds in this life is a hungry man. A man who's hungrier than a timber wolf. A man so hungry he's white around the mouth like Al Jolson. A hungry man is always looking for a meal, and that meal for us is the challenge of being better than all you know. No person, friend, foe, cousin, brother, or any man will be given the go-ahead of me card in life. I am not gracious about my self-worth, and I won't accept any short change concerning any activity I do. As a man of integrity, we all should strive for perfection. I know it will be damn a daunting task to be perfect, but you can do it. We all can do it. I know I did it. I did it in my street life. I did it in my square life as well. Why dream of coming in second place? Who does that? Life is too much, and so am I. I've been consumed with doubt concerning this last phase of action I should take with my school, which means I have not stopped thinking since I began this doubt. My thing is to doubt shit first, and I do that in order to plug all the holes in whatever I'm thinking. So this doubt is really showing me where there's holes in my thought, my plan. Once I plug the holes, I still think there's something else I can do. But if I don't see it real soon, I go with what I have. It's the same with my classes. I doubt whether they know it, which boosts my energy to teach it. And this last semester forced me to redesign a previously designed class plan. Now I had to use a new instructional design, so I chose a plan, a quality mental maintenance plan, and changed it to a PowerPoint presentation for my students. And I tagged it with the label negative behavior. I racked my brain on what to do. And I wanted to know, should I add audio? Should I do this or that? All week I worried until last couple of nights. After having such a good time for my birthday, I decided to use a mind map and map the progress. I hit my students with that idea, and I'm looking forward to the results. Of course, making a mind map presented its own problems, specifically how to save it to my computer. It took a while, but I figured it out. I figured it all out, and it turned out to be what the doctor ordered. None of this would have happened for me without the severe doubt I endure from time to time. This is what I mean about being honest and real with yourself. I'm a firm believer. I believe that one of the best driving forces in my life is doubt. My only rival in my life are my thoughts. And they're the only things that can make me change direction once I make my mind up. My thoughts. When thinking about a rival, you want it to be, some kind of super being or something capable of seeking or achieving magnificent feats. Or at least I like to think this. I don't like my rivals to be fear or uncertainty or whatever the fuck. My rival in my life is the thought of not doing enough to get what I want. My biggest rival to date is the thought of not taking SWU far as I can. I'm getting so many requests to enroll till I pass them up, a lot of them. I thought I wanted 50 students at a time, so I worried about, cutting myself short with that 50 student limit. But most of the time when I was, young and Zabadab, I rode alone. And I still do that today. And I didn't have, nor did I want a whole bunch of dudes in my car all believing the same shit. I would ride and think of things I wanted to do in this amazing life I chose, and I figured out how to do it or how to get it. There are big rewards waiting for you if you're committed to getting things instead of just wanting them. That's very important. You gotta know how to go get what you want, or you'll be stuck wanting it. All right, this is a short video today. I will do another one tomorrow. But for those of you that's listening, good game is waiting for you.